Another Chelsea game, another red card. 3 games in a row, red cards. But this time, fair play. They won the game, and it was towards the end. And that red card meant nothing. But it's crazy that they got 3 red cards in a row, 3 games in a row. That is just diabolical luck. I thought it was right. So it was a second yellow card for Joao Pedro. Harsh, yeah, but it's just Chelsea luck right now. It's just Chelsea's luck. But anyways, it's Chelsea 1, Benfica nil. Jose Mourinho's return. One thing I want to say for sure: Alejandro Garnacho 007 still on. That wasn't an assist. It didn't count because it was a Richard Rios own goal. Thank you, Richard Rios, for saving us. I am a certified Garnacho hater. I'm a certified Alejandro Garnacho hater and a certified Roberto Garnacho hater, his younger brother. I'm a Man United fan. You know the reason why. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Let's get on with it. Benfica nil, Chelsea 1. Overall, I think they did their thing basically. Chelsea, they did their thing. It wasn't an amazing game, but it was steady. It wasn't like disastrous defensively. They were solid, especially from Gusto, especially from Badiashile, who's back starting uh, for Chelsea. He had a solid showing. Chalobah redeemed himself after the last couple of games where he's had a couple of stinkers. Kukure is just kukureing. He's his usual self in midfield. I think Caicedo's solid. Fernandez solid. I normally criticize Enzo a lot. I don't rate him, but first time playing against his old team, and he did well. He did decent. Kept the ball ticking. Won fouls constantly, and yeah, Buonanotte was all right. Garnacho was all right. Neto was the one giving energy. I think George was the weakest guy on the pitch because he was playing up strike, and that's not his position. And I think he was just lost up front. But other than that, it's just Sanchez behaving himself. But other than that, it's just it's just a bit uneventful. They did their thing after the first goal, and they just were defensively solid, bare minimum. Especially last couple of games where defensively they've been all over the place. They've been diabolical, and it's actually an improvement. It's an actual plus that they defensively been solid, and they've done a typical Chelsea game where they scored a goal early on in the first half, and then they parked the bus. And I wouldn't say it's Jose Mourinho levels of parking a bus, but they parked the bus. However, they did attack. They did have some attacks. But one thing I want to talk about is Tyreek George starting up front. What is the point of having Mark Guiu? What is the point? I understand resting Joao Pedro for just to uh because he's just played a lot of games. Just a lot of the time, Chelsea are playing two games a week this season. I get it. Rest him, making sure he doesn't have he's not overloaded. But I don't understand why you brought back Guyu from his loan, called him back from Sunderland just before the season starts. The guy needs development. The guy needs minutes. You pull him back, and you've still played 0 minutes with the kid. You still not played him. You could have started it, but you play Tyreek George, who's a non-striker, a guy that you were trying to sell off, but the sale failed. It doesn't make any sense. Let Guyu play. You already done him dirty bringing him back. Stop doing him dirty even more by just not playing him. I don't care if you don't rate him. This guy needs development. He's your only other striker while Delap's out. Play him. Otherwise, what was the point in calling him back? I find it ridiculous. It's getting silly right now. This is this is like just the accumulation of Maresca decision makings, weird decision makings. The last 2 games when they had the red cards and the weird substitutions, to even before the substitutions, just not playing Guyu, not play, not give it. Honestly, I would have started Esteval. Have you seen Esteval? The speaker by Esteval. This kid is fearless. This guy comes on the pitch smiling. He does not care. This is just fun to him. And the fact that he's, especially towards the end, he's just dribbling, weaving himself away around in midfield. He needs to be playing number 10 more. As long as Palmer is out, start him as a number 10. I'll be so real because this kid is entertaining. I'm jealous of him. I wish Chelsea didn't have him. Chelsea are scum, but you guys are having him. So please, Mariska, play him more. I just want to see the entertainment. I want to see that Hazard level of entertainment. This guy got the ball from the back after I think Benfica took a shot. Instead of clearing it out, this kid decided to dribble his way out, and it was mesmerizing. However, it was crazy. If I'm Maresca, I'd slap him on the back of the head and tell him never do that again. But that was crazy. That was wild, and almost it did cost them a corner because he did eventually lose the ball because he did too much. But this kid, he is some talent. I am begging you, Maresca, play him. Who the f cares if he's 18? If you're good enough, you're good enough. Don't matter about your age. Look at Yamal. He is. Is it crazy to say he is just as talented? No, he really isn't. If I'm thinking about Engamoa, if I'm thinking about Desiree Due, if I'm thinking about Yamal, Esteval, they're all on that same level. It's just Yamal has the attention. Yamal started off first, and yes, Yamal is the best one out of the lot. But think about it. Yamal's not the only 16, 17, 18-year-old that should be starting week in, week out for their clubs. Esteval, Engamoa, I've just forgotten his name now. Desiree Due, Yamal himself, all deserve. It's just we've got an embarrassment of riches of these young teenagers coming up all at the same time. Future football is exciting. A lot of them, it's coincidentally, a lot of them are wingers as well. We need a bit more those rugged strikers. I want the old school strikers coming back because this Pep Guardiola era of football has just ruined the traditional centre forwards. But hopefully we'll get there. But the wingers in football right now, the future, it is cold. It is cold, and it just worries me with players like Garnacho, guys, players like Gittins, solid players. Yes, I am a Garnacho hater, but I know he's got talent. They ain't got the talent in that. They've got nowhere near the talent of these four players I mentioned: Engamoa, Desiree Due, Yamal, Esteval. Nowhere near the talent. Kendry Pires as well, Nico Paz as well. Let's include them. Nowhere near the level. They need the left winger that is on that level. I don't know why they spent that money on Garnacho and Gittins. They could have got a Rodrigo with that combined money and tried to go for him. Because I'll give praise to Garnacho. He technically got the assist. He set up that own goal. Other than that, bunch of nothing. Bunch of nothing. Skied the ball. That's it. Gittins is actually worse than Garnacho. Tries to drive the ball, but then just like bugs out. His brain just like frazzles and he gets nervous and then loses the ball straight away. I've never seen a winger lose the ball so much in my life. But I guess that's a confidence thing because Dortmund, he was decent. And I guess what I've noticed is because the pitch is smaller in Stamford Bridge, he struggles with the smaller pitch. He's more of a touchline winger. And normally at the bigger pitches, especially when he was at Borussia Dortmund in Signal Iduna Park, the pitch is wider. And obviously it's Bundesliga. There's more time on the ball. That everyone plays a high line. A lot of the teams play counter-attacking football, especially Borussia Dortmund. So there's always a high line. I don't think he's used to a team where they have most of the possession of the ball and they play against low blocks, especially that Benfica low block. I think he struggled. This is why you need someone like an Esteval, that level, where they doesn't matter if it's a high line or a low block. They will get through it. They will get through it. They're a Swiss Army knife. They will adapt. And Garnacho and Gittins, they're just not it. But anyways, that's my review on the Chelsea versus Benfica game. Let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, peace.